Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm MK.
And I'm Courtney.
And Courtney, how are you?
I'm fine. Your hair looks blue. Have you changed your color again since we started
No, it's
recording?
the
Like your live
filter.
recording? That's what I'm saying. Like, did you change that?
Nope.
Huh?
It's
I
just
didn't
that
look
it's
at you.
it's now dark in my room and it wasn't when we
Mm,
started, so the
okay.
sunlight's not here, so it does in fact look straight up blue.
Yep. I just made, and I probably didn't look at you quite as much in the first one because I had my notes up.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I just looked at you and I was like, that is real blue.
it
I'm
is
sorry.
not,
It is very
but
much not. No, I see you in real
without
non-filters.
filter.
Yeah, non-filtered. Hashtag no filter. Um, much like my brain right now. So, books. That's what I'm here to talk to you about. That's what I'm here to talk to you about. I've been reading so much, not as much as I want because people keep dragging me away to do things. Um, but I'm in so many readathons right now, and I know I started talking about them, but I joined another one.
Mhm. Oh, good. Because
But
you
this
have so
one's
much time.
I know. It's Trick or Treat-a-thon, and it's a whole separate server. Like it's not on the one I've been on. Um,
Mm,
but like you do like a bingo board, and I joined Team Scary,
okay.
and like this, it's just so wild to me how much people put into this. Like it's so incredible. Like I could never focus enough to do this. Um, they have like all these prompts. You put a bingo board together, and like each team has a trick and a treat, and you can't use your trick till you can't use your treat till you've completed your trick. And like for Team Scary, your trick is you have to read a book with like a green title or a book that like is scary to you. Those are your two options. I'll probably read a book with a green title because I don't know what's scary until it has scared me.
Right.
So I can't like plan for it. Um, and then like your treat is you get to just watch a horror movie to like knock off one of your board spots. I was like
Okay.
so in. I am
In. Yeah. Done.
in. And so I've been like trying to do that. This weekend was like the back to school themed weekend readathon. Um, I had a wide variety of books that I chose for that prompt, which is it was a very strange weekend for me.
Okay.
Um, I read Arcana Academy, which I think is probably a really good book. However, it's really long and they
Mm,
try to do a lot of things
mm,
that probably works, but didn't for me. Like, I'm not gonna keep
yeah.
reading the series. I don't have anything
Mm,
against it. I like the storyline. I like where they're going. I don't think I figured everything out. Like, but I just don't think I can go another 20-hour
yeah.
audiobook um with that much going on.
Yeah.
So that's my caveat. And then I read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which is like part of her STEM romance series, but like extra spicy.
So
Um,
I have really mixed feelings on Allie Hazelwood. I don't know
okay.
where people stand. I've never read anything by her,
This is
but
my first one.
I've heard a lot of really good things, but then I've also heard that one of her books is without a doubt one of the worst books ever written.
Was it Bride? A
Yeah.
lot of people have feedback. I haven't read that one yet,
I
but
haven't
now I
read,
want to
like I
read
said, I
it.
haven't read any of them, but a
Yeah.
lot of people have feelings about Bride. A lot of people have really strong feelings about Bride, and so I'm like, do I want
So
to
I
read it?
think this is my understanding of what's happened.
Okay.
Um, Bride, I think, is like super dark romance.
Hmm.
And her books are not. Like, so I
Mm,
think that is what happened because no one had warning that it was. And so, like, I think she includes trigger warnings, but people are like, no, I've read her STEM series because, like, the Love Hypothesis, I've not read any of these. The Love Hypothesis, all of those are all her
hmm.
STEM romance. And they're like, I think they have open door romance, but it's like cozy romance still. It's not like super heavy. But then Deep End was a little more spicy than that. It was a lot more spicy than that, but it was like still the same style. It was still the STEM romance. It was still
Okay.
like
See,
comfy and like healthy and
I wonder, because most of the people I've seen who hated it though actually aren't Ellie Hazelwood fans. They're like
okay.
romantic dark romance fans, and
Interesting.
they don't love it.
Interesting.
But I also think I wonder if it's because it's too much of a genre switch for her, like that it just doesn't
Yeah,
isn't
that's
as
what I'm
well
wondering
written.
too.
So,
I do have it on my I do want to read it because I because I'm just nosy now that everyone else
Yeah.
has had so many feelings about it.
Right.
Um, and so I really liked Deep In. It is quite spicy, but I did really like it. Like I started it when I was doing my diamond art. And
Mhm.
I was like at like 7 p.m. and I was like, I'm gonna just listen for a few hours. It's gonna be something like chill and cozy.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep at midnight and woke back up at 2 a.m. and just couldn't sleep. And I was like, fine, I'll just listen to the book. And I just finished listening to the book because I couldn't
Okay.
sleep anyways.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It's a good love story. I feel like it really treats some of the like spicier stuff. It's got like BDSM and stuff in it, but it's like really like helpfully shown, I think. Like
Okay.
I'm not in the community, so I don't know, but like I've seen other things where it's not. And so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel
and
like comparatively.
no one who thinks 50 Shades of Grey is an accurate representation of BDSM is allowed to pipe into this conversation.
Right, 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 right. So it is not that. It is not that for sure.
Cool, 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 cool.
But and I like the way she writes.
Okay.
It's some of her characters feel like same thing with Emily. I finished my first Emily Henry book. I finished Beach Read. And I really liked it. And I think that like some of the ways she displays, they both display characters, are some of the ways I write characters.
Okay.
And like not storylines, like not plot, not necessarily other writing styles, but character
Okay.
creation feels kind of similar to how I do it. And so I was like, I kind of like this. So I
Okay.
liked both of those. And then my third, um, I'm still reading this Save Me that I showed last week. It's also about goes back to school. So deep in there in college, Arcana Academy is obviously a magical school about the Arcana. And then
Mm-hmm.
Save Me is like preppy high school, basically. And so there's like a lot of different vibes going on. But they were all, I mean, Arcana Academy we've talked about, but like I really like Save Me and I really like Deep End and um I'm excited to read more things that are
Okay.
enjoyable. There's something else I was gonna say about books.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. So oh, I have show and tell.
Oh.
I got my book of the month box and I picked out I got too many books. I got Alchemy of Secrets and it's got
Oh.
beautiful sprayed edges.
Oh, that is beautiful. We
It's my
love.
first it's Stephanie Garber. I've not read her. She wrote Horrible. Um
That's on my list. I
and
have not read it yet, though.
I have I got this from book of the month and I just picked up Horrible from the library,
Okay.
so I'm gonna read both relatively soon. Because one of my challenges you have to read a book with straight edges. So
Nice. Love it.
but yeah, so that's my book update. It's been very lovely, even though I didn't read as much as I wanted to. How
Yeah.
are you?
I also didn't read as much as I wanted to because back to school week made life crazy, so I just didn't get through nearly as much. I have finished one book since we talked last, and it is Iron Flame, which is the second
Hmm.
Fourth Wing book. It ruined my life. I texted Chrissy and Kate last night, literally, like, I don't think I can pick up the third book. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not okay. And they told me that I have to keep reading.
And there's four right now.
There's three right now, and there's
So
two
the third one
more.
just came out. That's
The
the one that
third one
just came
just
out a
came
couple
out in
months ago.
January. In January, yeah.
Okay,
No,
that was a
yeah.
couple months ago in my
It
brain.
Yeah. So the third one just came out in January. The fourth one is probably not gonna come out till 2027. Um, but it fucking wrecked me. The ending of the second book fucking wrecked me. Like to the point where I was trying to explain it to Dan last night. He doesn't give a shit. He was like, I don't know what the words you're saying mean to me. And I go, okay, but I need you to. Um, so I finished that. I really did not read a ton, but I do have one other book update, and that is that I like Anna Karenina.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm only on like chapter like 25, but I get it now. There's still too many characters and too many versions of their names because Russian is
Sure.
annoying and frustrating that way. Um, but like I finally get that like I still don't know what the plot of the book is, to be 100% honest. Um, but I don't know that I'm supposed to. Like, I feel like Tolstoy's literally just being like a picture into, like, I feel like he's like writing a critique on society by giving you a picture of these society circles. Like, I think that's
Hmm.
the point.
Okay.
But you don't meet the character of Anna Karenina until like chapter like 16 or 17.
Mm.
But now that I've met her, I think I understand why people like this book and like I get it a little bit more. Um, So that was my big update
Interesting.
as I was laying in the bathtub with my glass of wine reading Anna Karenina yesterday. I was like, "Oh, I get it."
Should I add it to my list or am
I
I
mean,
gonna hate it? Like,
here's the thing. It is fucking long. It is not an easy read and it is a long read. Like I said, I'm on like chapter like 27 and I think I'm at like 10% of the way through the book.
no, that's not for me. That's
So
not
it's
for me.
not, I don't think it's for
If it's
you.
gonna be long, it has to be quick. Like I've been reading Emily Rath's books and they're like 600 pages, but they don't take me but like
No,
a day or two.
this is old school classic Russian literature. It's not a quick read. It will take
No,
me the
no.
rest of the year to read it. But last week when I was talking about it, I was like, I don't think Tolstoy's for me. I don't think I like
Mhm.
Russian literature. I don't think this is for me.
Are you gonna read War and Peace now?
Well, not now.
Well, no, but like
I'm
post
gonna
Anna Karenina.
maybe. I think I'm gonna need like a solid year break before I can jump into another Tolstoy. But
Hmm,
I am enjoying it.
I love
So
that.
I haven't read any more of All the Dangerous Things. I really wanted to, but Saturday's my All the Dangerous Things day, and I was very busy
Oh,
on Saturday. I know.
sorry, you'll
So
finish next Saturday probably.
yeah, I'll
That's
finish it next.
it's a fast read. Like
Yeah, but
really
also
do it.
next Saturday, Dan has a concert and I'm going, but I'm also gonna drive up with him, and then I have that time where I have to sit and wait for the concert to
Hmm.
start when I have to get there early when he gets there. So I
Perfect.
should finish All the Dangerous Things next
I
week.
love it.
And then we can talk about it later on the podcast. But yeah, but when I finished Fourth Wing, I put myself on the list for Onyx Storm, like for the third one,
Right.
but there's a 5 week wait on Libby, and it's not in my physical library right now. So I put
Did
myself
you
on the wait
check
list.
Hoopla?
Hoopla doesn't have good ebooks. Like they have audiobooks, but not ebooks. And I
I found one or two on
Mm,
there.
yeah, but they don't have a great selection for ebooks. For audiobooks, they're pretty good. But I like to do the reading for I'm just the person I have to do the physical reading first and then I can listen
Hmm.
to it. I That's just how my brain works. But I since I couldn't wait, like I couldn't get that one, I did put in a thing at the library and then I forgot to go pick it up today, so I have to pick it up tomorrow. But I checked out the Amalfi Coast.
By Sarah Penner.
Yeah.
I need you
So
to tell
I'm
me about it
guessing.
because everyone's reading it
Okay.
and I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either, but everyone's reading it. But I'm picking it up from the library tomorrow.
I
So
think I started her other book and couldn't get it. Is she the one who wrote The Change?
I
It's
don't
got a blue
fucking
and purple
know.
cover. Hmm. I gotta
I don't
start.
know. I just found this book on the everybody's reading this fucking book this summer, and it looked
Mm,
good.
they are, but I think I started a different book by her. Like, yeah, The Lost
Mm.
Apothecary was by her, and I gave
Oh,
it 3 stars, and I don't even remember it. My review says this book fell a bit flat for me. I went in thinking it had such rave reviews, and maybe that skewed my review a bit. Had I just picked this up off the shelf without having a biased opinion, it might have been a 4 star read at best, but I didn't connect with it. So I have that's why I have not picked up the Amalfi Curse because I'm concerned that is also
well,
not going to
I'm
fill.
looking at it right now, and mostly it has 4 star reviews. But it doesn't have a single
Five
0 star
star?
review.
Oh, 0 star.
It has zero.
Well,
It
The Last Apothecary, rave reviews. Everyone loved it. I don't think it had any bad reviews when I looked at it. There's like a 1 star, like, but it has over 400,000 reviews, and its average is 3.76. Like, it's mostly 4 stars.
Yeah, this is th over 30,000 reviews and its average is 3
Yeah,
point and
and
it's 3.8.
I didn't get it. I didn't get the hype, but everyone else liked it, so that's why I
Yeah.
never worried about
Wait,
this one.
was the Lost Apothecary room like fantasy at all?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I like
But
I said,
it
I don't
was, but it was pre TikTok. I think. I think I got it in like 2018 or something.
okay.
Um,
Because
but it was
the
pop. It
book
was a book
just
of the month.
yeah, the book description says powerful witchcraft, a hunt for sunken treasure, forbidden love on the high seas. Beware the Amalfi Curse. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, it sounds fascinating,
I like fucking pirates and witches, so like
right? Maybe it was. I don't know. You tell me what you think, and then if you like it, I'll give it a shot. If you don't, I will write her off and not read Sarah Pinner.
that's
Sorry,
totally
guys.
fair. The I told you. Did I tell you what the book I'm on for the Disney villains one is now?
No.
So I'm on book, I think it's 6 or 7, whatever. I finished all the other books and now I'm on the Cruella de Vil one,
Hmm.
but I'm really confused
Okay.
because it's like set in a totally different world. And I'm like 30% of the way through, and the only connection to the other 6 books is that Cruella and Anita read a book that had those characters in them. So I'm now not sure if it's even connected
So
to the
Macbeth switches aren't in there right now? Was what you're
Right.
telling me?
No, the Weird Sisters are not in this
Mm,
book yet, and I don't know what's happening, and I'm very
interesting.
confused.
I picked up Straight Up Till Morning. It's
Mm.
a different series
Yeah,
but that
of
I
like
haven't.
fairy tale retellings.
Yeah, and I don't think these are connected at all. I don't
I
really
don't.
know, but I read about 3.5% and then got distracted. But
No,
I'm doing a buddy read, so I'll go back to it.
I don't think they are because the Captain Hook book in this series is not called that. I don't remember what it's called,
Hmm.
but
Yeah,
the
it's not. I know it's not in that series, but it's the Once Upon a Time series, I think. Or is
mm,
that the one you're reading?
no, this one is
Okay.
called the
I
I don't remember what it's
think
called.
I read a different one out of this series
Mm.
before and liked it, but I don't remember um exactly what it was. So
But yeah, so I did not have a very productive reading week this week, but I did finish the second Fourth Wing book and it did ruin me. So
yeah,
since
that's
I'm
fair.
currently ruined, can you give me something?
Absolutely, absolutely. Me, I was looking at Hoopla for you. You're right, it's only audio for Onyx Storm. Are all Hooplas the same?
I have no idea.
Okay. Cool. I don't I don't know it as well as I know the rest. Oh good, I
I
only have
don't
one
I
point
don't
left, so I'm glad.
yeah, I don't know how Hoopla really works because it's not actually like connected to a library card or anything, I don't think. Like I don't
Well, my
know.
library is at the top, but I didn't have to put my card in. I just picked my library, I think.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Like it says my library. It just says it. I don't know how it got there. I
Yeah.
don't think I put my
I
card in
use
though.
I use my Kindle Unlimited as my first choice
Hmm.
and Libby as my second choice if I can't get it. Then I use my school has a digital library. And then if I can't do that, then I check out my school's physical library because I'm more likely to remember to check in and out that book because it's in my
Yeah,
school. And then I use my physical library. And if I
gotcha.
can't get it at any of those 5 places, I don't read it.
You know, I got Fourth Wing for free on accident one time. I didn't know. Like I just ended up on
Well,
like
the
books are free
first
today, and I picked one.
the
So,
first 2 are on Kindle Unlimited. The third one is too new. It's not.
well, no, like I own the book. Like I got the ebook from Amazon for free one day, and they were just like doing a sale or something, and I was like, that kind of looks interesting. And then like a month later, Nora was like, "Oh my God, I love this book. Have you heard of it?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I have that." I haven't read it yet, but I have it.
You should.
So maybe keep an eye out. Maybe Onyx Storm will be free one day on accident. Because I mean, it was in the height of book talk that I got this book for free, and I just didn't know because I wasn't around mentally for
Right.
that. Um, anyways, courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. Theodore Roosevelt.
Beautiful. My husband is obsessed with Theodore Roosevelt.
I feel like I should know more about him than I do. I mean, I know like your average amount, but like,
Yeah.
you know.
So today we are talking about Stargate SG-1 Season 8, Episode 8. Sorry to throw you off. If you would like to watch them in airing order, skip this episode, come back next week. I don't know what to tell you. So, um, it's called Covenant, and it was rated 7.5 stars.
Is that
It
higher or lower
than last week.
than average, I guess, is more of my question.
I think it's pretty fairly average. We usually are like mid sevens, low eights. Like that's pretty normal.
Got it.
Um, it premiered on Friday, August 27th, 2004.
That's my dad's birthday.
A happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
The number one song was Lean Back by the Terror Squad. Um, the
I
number
hate
one
that
book,
song. I
Yeah.
remember it very vividly, and I hate that song.
The number one book is still The Da Vinci Code, and the number one movie is Hero, which is like a Chinese martial arts film that I have never heard of that apparently was pretty big for a hot second there in
Was it Jackie
2004.
Chan?
No, it was Jet Li.
Okay, so still like
Yeah,
one of the big.
it's one of the bigs. I don't know anything about martial arts, really, and if it's not Jackie Chan Adventures, the animated Jackie Chan TV show, I haven't seen it.
Like if you tell me that there's like a Chinese adventure or like action movie or whatever, and it's
Yeah,
not Jet Li or Jackie Chan, I'm very confused. But if it's one of those, I'm like, people just watch the shows because they were in it and they loved them. Like
yeah,
you could not surprise me by saying all of their shows were first at some point.
right.
You know,
On this day, um, all of my news is about the Olympics because, as you might remember, a couple weeks ago, I said it was the Olympics opening ceremony. On this day, Australia won its first gold medal in field hockey.
hey,
China won its first men's track and field gold medal ever.
yeah, yeah,
And in the most insane news, the US lost the basketball semifinals and only ended up with bronze that year.
that is what. Who won?
Shoot, I don't remember. I want to say Greece, maybe, but that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
It was basketball medals 2004 Olympics. Oh, no.
oh no,
No, it wasn't Greece. It was Argentina. Argentina kicked us out.
Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina kicked us out and then won against Italy in the finals. So Argentina was
That feels
gold, Italy was
strange.
silver, and we were bronze.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, what a year.
there. What a year. I'm trying to, who did we, I don't know. Crazy. But yeah, I was like, what? We lost? And then I was like, to Argentina?
Yeah,
Weird.
no,
Weird.
that's weird.
So this episode is an interesting one. It was directed by Martin Wood. The story was by Ron Wilkerson, and the teleplay was by Ron Wilkerson and Robert C. Cooper, and the editing was by Eric Hill. So nothing is new there. The star we're going to talk about is Charles Shaughnessy.
Yeah, it is.
He's known for The Magicians, Mad Men, and The Nanny. And yes, though Magicians and Mad Men are above The Nanny on his IMDb.
That is bonkers, first of all.
I disagree, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I did I tell you I read The Magicians and hated it?
yeah. Oh,
I've been wanting to read that book for so long,
yeah.
like before the show came out.
Yeah.
I watched the first season of the show. It was kind of slow. Like I had to watch it in pieces.
Yeah.
But I just read the first book like 2 weeks ago, and it took everything in me to get through it. Like I did not like it. It was such a
Ooh,
bummer. Ugh.
that is a bummer.
But I love him, so I'm glad he's
Yeah.
doing well.
He has won a daytime Emmy for playing Dennis the goldfish in the children's show Stanley. I don't know if you remember that show.
I do, but I didn't realize he was, I never watched it, but I knew
Yeah.
its existence.
Yeah. He was born in London, and his family was already part of the entertainment business. His mom was an actress, who I didn't really recognize her name, but his dad was a writer, and his dad wrote, I don't know if you've ever heard of the show Upstairs, Downstairs.
Hmm. We had
Yes.
the music at Tiara.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. His dad was the writer of that show. I love that show.
I've
I've
never
seen,
watched it. I've just heard
I
the music.
have I've watched the entirety of the reboot. I have not watched the entirety of the original show, but I have watched
Mm,
it. I do enjoy that show. He went to Eton College, for high school because they call that colleges, high schools
right.
there or whatever. And then he went to Cambridge and studied law.
Good for him.
Um, and
Good for
then
him getting out
he,
of law.
yeah, and then he left law and went to show business. Um, he's legitimately a baron. Like
I did not know that.
he is a baron of a like what is the title? Hold on, I have the title. I didn't write the whole title because it was too long. Um, but so basically, this baronessy or whatever you call being a baron was created for like his great uncle or something, and then it is not an active part of the British Parliament because the House of Lords is not a thing anymore. Um, but is this? Um, can you please not be so annoying? Why is it not showing up on his? Oh, the Right Honorable the Lord Shaughnessy.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
fucking
I
bonkers.
want that to be
But
my honorific.
but no, yeah, the Right Honorable Lord Shaughnessy. But there's a full title. Oh, here we go. The what? No, where is? I hate this. I literally was just looking at this like in 2 days ago. No, yesterday. Um, anyway, he also, along with his brother, owns a media company. Here we go. He's the fifth Baron Shaughnessy of Ashford County, Limerick, and Montreal.
Wait,
Um, yeah.
say that again.
So the Baron Shaughnessy of the city of Montreal in the Dominion of Canada and of Ashford and in the county of Limerick is the total peerage. But so he is
There's a
the
Limerick County in Montreal. Is that what you're telling me?
Mhm.
Canada has stolen every town from everywhere. They have a London, they have a Limerick County. Like,
Yeah.
these
It
are
was
not like
created in 1916 for a businessman originally from Milwaukee who was the president of the Canadian Pacific Railway Company. And so he became this baron, and he is the eldest that goes down to the eldest son, but all these people don't have sons. And the late Baron was succeeded by his second cousin, the fifth Baron and present Lord Shaughnessy, who is the actor Charles Shaughnessy. So
right.
he is like legitimately a baron.
That is the wildest thing I've ever heard in my
Um,
entire life, and I
which
love it.
only makes it funnier that when he was in The Nanny, a lot of people said that his British accent was really bad and he should learn how to have a better British accent from the actor who was the butler. However, the butler is American and he is actually British.
Yeah.
Um, he has a lot of stage credits as well. He played Caldwell Cladwell in Urinetown on Broadway. But he is in a flashback to our conversation last week. He was in 1,100 episodes of Days of Our Lives.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Again, how do you have
so
the time?
right. So he's in like over 1,000 episodes of daytime TV. He is on like the most syndicated show ever. He is a Cambridge educated lawyer and a baron,
Look,
and just like casually did one episode of Stargate because why the fuck not?
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to be him when I grow up.
Um, well, he also does not have any sons. So when he
Same.
dies, well, but he does have daughters. But when if anything ever happens to him, the Baron will go to his brother because he once again does not have sons because apparently none of these barons have sons.
But like, they can't be Baroness? Is that not a thing? Isn't that a thing I've
No.
heard of?
There is a thing of a baroness. So a baroness is usually the wife of a baron. The despite the fact that they've changed the rules of heredity for the monarchy, um, old traditional house like lordships like don't haven't, and because they're no longer lordships with any power, It is just a hereditary title and it does not pass down to the female line because in order to be the Baron Shaughnessy, you have to be a Shaughnessy, and because a woman could get married.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah,
Hmm.
crazy. But also he is from England, lives in America, and is a Baron of Canada.
Canada. Mhm. Mhm.
So,
I love it. I'm in.
yeah,
Sold.
sold. He's also a very attractive man.
Very, very much. Oh, I love
Ah,
him.
yeah.
Mm.
And so we start this episode with Alec Coulson, played by the Right Honorable Lord Shaughnessy, um, who is on his way to a press conference, and he, as his aide or partner, we don't really understand what Brian's position in the company is ever, actually. Is like, do you really want to be doing this? He's like, this is going to hurt your reputation. It's going to hurt the company. Like, there's blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, I want to do this. He's like, the people deserve to know. The government is the one that should be scared. At this point, we have no idea who this man is or what he's about to do. But he goes out for his press conference, and it turns out that he is the owner of the Colson Enterprises, or I think that's what it called, or Colson.
Aviation.
Yes, but it's Colson Aviation, but there's like another. It's like
Mhm.
um, I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't find it. But it's like it's more than just aviation now. It started as aviation, but so I think it's like enterprises,
Yeah,
whatever. But which fun fact, the logo of that is just the Sci-Fi Channel logo inverted and stretched out to be longer.
that's so funny.
Sci-Fi aired Stargate at the time, so
Yeah,
they just used their own logo because they weren't very creative apparently.
sure. Why
Um,
not?
His press conference is to question what really happened when the meteor attack happened 5 months ago and how it killed that many servicemen and women. He says his technology, which has satellite pictures and all this aviation and aircraft technology, has no record of a meteor shower, and that he's unsure of how many governments are actually in on it, but the public is being lied to. Um, we cut to Daniel and Sam, who are watching this broadcast, very concerned.
As they should be.
And then Coulson says that there are aliens out there and he has proof, and the government has 24 hours to admit it, or he's going to out everyone. And then we get the credits.
Yep. And I'll tell
Yay.
you, I was so confused this entire episode because the way they talked, it sounded like we should have already met Alec Colson in another episode, but we have not.
We
Or you
have
would have
not.
talked about him.
Yes, we have not talked to Matt Alec Coulson. I think that they do a pretty good job actually, of putting in enough background information to be like, this is why he's connected to everything and why you haven't seen him yet. So they do talk about that, and then and that's in the next thing I was gonna say after the
Right.
credits. But so they do talk about the fact that he is this world famous engineer. He's brilliant. He does a lot of things, and he has worked with them
Hmm.
before, but on a contract basis and with redacted information. So he has never
Yeah.
actually been to the SGC. He doesn't know anything about what he's working on, but he is a name that they talk about as if it's familiar. However, we have never actually heard it before.
Right. And I
Uh,
just, and I like, I knew that in my heart. But the whole time I was
yes.
like, everyone is so familiar with him
Well,
that,
it's
like,
also
surely I've seen
because
him in passing at
yeah,
least.
no, you haven't. But then they also throw in a lot of characters that we have seen before, and
Hmm.
that makes it more confusing. So
Yeah.
I will say that. But so though after the credits, the team is watching footage of a news broadcast talking about all these things that Coulson says, and it's giving information about his bio, and he's an engineer and he owns his company and blah blah blah. It's our info dump.
Right.
And we find out that he worked with Sam on the engines for the F-302, but he didn't actually know what they were for.
Hmm.
And he has been given security talks from the Pentagon quite a few times. He's gotten a personal call from the president, but he's never been given any more information than what they give him because he was profiled and deemed a security risk. We find out that his father was a basically ambush journalist during the McCarthy era and was like super, super like nothing should ever be classified. Everyone should have full access to all knowledge at all times. He would have loved the internet.
I know. I was just gonna say he loved this Snope. Snope, is that what it is?
Yeah, and he was basically like his dad was basically like a Snopes journalist, and so he's like, fuck the government, tell the people what's going on.
Mhm.
And so they've never been able to give him any real information because he does not believe in keeping secrets.
Right.
Um,
Correct.
so Jack tells them that they need to find out what it'll take to get him to keep quiet without actually confirming any information. So we go back and Brian, who at this point, last time I called him an aide, this time I called him a business manager. I don't know what Brian's job is.
I think business manager's probably
Probably
closer.
curl closer.
Do we know who plays him? Because he looked familiar too.
I did not look too deeply into it, but I can pull it up. So while I'm talking, so Brian is like freaking out. He's like, we're gonna lose everything. Our stock is dropping. People are not taking you as credible anymore. Like this is all gonna fall apart. Like, oh, I wrote, their stocks are falling and people think he's cuckoo. That's the note that I wrote for myself. Um, he is played by Tom O'Brien. Who
And look up Tom
was,
O'Brien. I try not to
yeah,
look at like Stargate IMDb, but
yeah.
once I have a name, I can go.
He played the detective in the Lacey Peterson movie where Dean Cain played Scott Peterson.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, I did.
I didn't. I don't know that I knew that that existed until you just said it.
Yeah, The Perfect Husband, the Lacey Peterson story with Dean Cain as Scott Peterson.
I truly don't think I knew that existed.
Ugh.
What a fun time. What a fun time. I mean, I know Dean Cain, obviously.
Yeah, I've met
Um,
him more than once.
I know.
Um,
Right.
so Daniel and Sam arrive at Coulson Enterprises, and Alec tells Daniel that he's a big fan of his early writing. He loves the idea that the pyramids are landing pads for spaceships. And Daniel's like, yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a different lifetime.
And he's like, well, like, what have you been up to since then? And Daniel's like, well, around. I'm still out there kicking. And this was my favorite. He was like, your cover story for this meteor as the meteor shower is weak, but I suppose I would not have been able to come up with anything better either.
Yeah.
So,
I
um,
just love him and everything
yeah.
he's in.
So he has satellite images of both alien ships and the Prometheus and all around the planet. And he says that there's nothing that they can do to stop him. And he knows that they're going to try to make him look crazy, but he has more than just the images and he is going to go public with him.
Yeah.
Whew. Um, So disappointed they are leaving, but as they're leaving, Julia Donovan calls Sam. And Sam is like, how did you get this number?
The number of people that just have all their numbers randomly in this episode, I'm like, where is our
Yeah, Sam needs
security
a new
team?
cell phone number. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
but so do you remember Julia Donovan?
no, but I feel like I should have.
No, Julia Donovan was the news reporter who came on board with them to make the fake documentary about the Prometheus when it got stolen
Oh.
and she got trapped in space and
They
um
did say something vaguely about that, but I just like didn't
yes.
quite
So
remember.
but she's upset with Sam because Sam went to go see Alec, and when Julia signed the NDA and said she was never going to share any information about the ship, she was
Mhm.
promised that if they ever did go public, she would have the story rights. Like they would go through her to go public
Yeah.
because she already had an understanding. And so she's like, I want to know what's going on. Like I want your statement. And Sam was like, cool, if we ever go public, I'll call you. And hangs up. Meanwhile, Daniel has 13 missed messages from Emmett Bregman, who is the documentary filmmaker who was in love with Janet.
Okay, okay.
And so
I can
they're both,
remember.
yeah. To be honest, I Googled it and made sure I remembered who he was too, because they
Okay.
said that name in such a way where we were supposed to for
We're
sure
supposed to know,
who that
right?
is. And then I was like, wait, why do I know that name? And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, just kidding. Yes, I do. But it makes sense because Julia and Emmett are the two people who have inside knowledge and have media access. So if they're going to go public with it, like Emmett already has a full documentary made that he was never allowed to make public. So like, ooh, so things are getting sticky because now everybody's like, the fuck. Um, Alec has decided he's still going to go ahead. He's going to try to protect like the families of like his staff and his board members and everything. And he's like, I got this. Like, we're going to do this. I will make sure nothing happens to you. But I need to do this. And at 24 hours to the minute, he goes live again. Um, we find out that Daniel has been digging into his files and figures out that he has been loosely tied to a lot of the R&D they have about alien tech. So like
Hmm.
there's any number of things that he could have access to. So he starts giving this conference and he brings out a live Asgard.
This moment, I was like, where are we in the world? What is happening? Everyone's lost their minds. Ugh.
Yeah.
But it is about time we see the Asgards again. It's been what, like
Yeah.
53 episodes since we've seen them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thor, they call Thor. Thor says there is no Asgard on Earth, and Sam starts to wonder if it's even really an alien because this Asgard like didn't talk, barely walked, didn't. She was like, I think Coulson's too smart to make it a hoax, but I don't think that that was like
Quite it.
quite right. Something's
Yeah.
wrong. So Coulson is now arguing with his staff about what to do next, and we find out that the alien that they have is a genetic experiment using DNA that the Department of Defense had, and as of yet has not shown any speech or signs of intelligence. Like the MRIs show that it is capable of both of those things, but it doesn't seem to have um, done anything that makes it worth anything, and they
Right.
don't really know anything about it. They just basically experimented on a piece of DNA that they had and cloned an alien body that they don't know what it is.
Which feels really dangerous because what if they had like a piece of DNA from like a god old and did that? And like,
Well, but like, I mean, even anything. What if they had a piece of DNA from a black bear and just like
or
made
a
it
piece
in
of
the
DNA from a
lab?
dinosaur? Are we having Jurassic Park again? Like, that just feels really dangerous without knowing
Yeah,
what we're doing.
correct. Correct. And Coulson doesn't care um what's going on. He says the more fires they raise, the more things that they put out there, the more without answering any questions, the more the burden of proof gets shifted to Washington. And he was like, we can put things out there, but if we don't have the answers, somebody's going to have to, and they're going to have to stand up for it. Um, so our team discovers that the um Department of Defense gave some DNA to um, Coulson Industries. Oh, I did write it, Industries here.
There
I
we
was like, I
go.
know I wrote the full name somewhere. Gives it to Coulson Industries back when they were trying to figure out how to help the Asgard with their cloning problem. And they with no information about what it was that the DNA that they were testing. And the Coulson Industries took it too far and created the clone without ever being told that they should. But as we know, maybe we might remember, we might need a refresher. Heimdall told us that the clones themselves are just bodies.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and they can't do anything until a consciousness is put inside of them. And basically, like the Asgard that we have, the numbers that we have, that's it. It's
Right.
just that they have to clone their bodies in order to keep living. Their consciousnesses are like never ending.
Yeah.
So Jack calls Thor in for backup, and Thor beams everything out of Coulson's labs, just like
Like,
straight
I'm
out of
on
the
it.
building.
I'm on.
And his staffer, who I'm not just being rude, just calling her staffer, she's credited as staffer. She does not have a name. His staffer's like, no, but it's gone. He's like, well, check security. Like, where did it go? No, she goes, no one took it. A bright light flashed, and then it was gone. Like,
She's like, we were there
yeah.
and just watched it disappear.
Right. So Alec decides he's going to go to Washington. He's going to have a conversation with the higher up and figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sam is appearing on Julia's show in order to discredit Alec, and basically, she's not happy about it. She says she doesn't want to be there, but she has to follow orders. And they basically use Thor in a projection beam to like tease a holographic technology and prove that what Alec did wasn't a real alien.
Yeah. Which is wild.
It was wild. When she put her hand through him, I just started
Hmm.
cackling.
I know.
But like even Julia is like, that wasn't a hologram. Like what's going on?
Right.
But we find out that while Sam was doing this interview, Alec's plane crashed. And he is alive, but we also find out that the reason he started this aviation company in the first place was because his wife and daughter died in a plane crash.
Which was so sad.
So this episode got real dark real fast.
Real fast. And then it never stopped getting darker.
No,
Like,
it was like, ha ha ha, they're gonna out us. Aliens are
yeah.
real. Everyone is dead. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is
Right.
happening?
It was aggressive.
And so he calls Sam and he's like, well, we found out that the plane was tampered with. Like it was a not a freak accident. Somebody intentionally tried to crash my plane. And he's like, I think the government was behind it. And she was like, I don't think we were. Like, I don't think that he was like, I don't think you were. But like, this isn't gonna end pretty. Like, I'm never gonna give up. You're never gonna stop following orders. Things are gonna go badly. Back at the SGC, Sam asks Jack, she's like, what is going on? Like, did we crash this plane? And he's like, I promise you, the government was not involved. I asked everyone, like, I got all the information. We did not do it. Daniel's still going through the files. He keeps listing all of the things that Alec could have access to. And Sam's like, can we stop making him the bad guy here? Like, he just almost died. Like, she's like, why don't we just tell him the truth?
This is the wildest episode, like, overall, because they're just like, everyone's dying. We're just telling people the truth. Like, we're not
Right.
even like that's our first move. I mean, I guess our
Um,
first move was denying it, but then like
Yeah. But well,
we very
I
quickly
did
moved
really
on.
like this scene though because Daniel sitting next to the puppet of Thor on the chair right there. Dan and I were giggling. Um but so Sam's like, why don't we just tell him the truth? She's like, yes, he's been deemed a flight risk, but like he genuinely cares about science. Like I think that it'll be okay if we tell him the truth. Like because like what's the worst that's gonna happen? He's just gonna keep talking. So Jack and Thor go to meet the president, and Jack says he'll ask the president. They'll talk about it. They'll figure it out. We're back at Coulson Industries, and Alec is complaining that everything is going to shit, and then suddenly he disappears from the room, and he is beamed to the SGC. And Sam shows him around the SGC. She shows him the gate. She takes him out for a spin, and they head to the Alpha Base and take a ride in the 302. But then we go back to Coulson Industries, where we see that Brian is on the duplicating and moving all of the information that Coulson has on aliens into a separate file to be stored elsewhere. And then he gets a really sneaky secret phone call and says that he's on his way to meet with the SEC. Um, Coulson is talking to Sam while they're flying the F-302, and he's like, how do you handle like the secrets? Like, how do you handle knowing all of this is out there and not being able to share it with people? Like, this is amazing that we're like capable of this and blah blah. And she basically is like, the Goa'uld are so evil that it's hard to like even comprehend what people would do with that information.
Yeah.
And he's like, but do you hide that from them or do you give them the choice to like make the decision about what's scary? And he basically goes rogue and almost crashes the plane just to show her what it feels like to know that something's out there and that you can't control it because and then he tells Sam he's still going to tell the truth. Doesn't matter what she does, or he's grateful that she showed him all of this stuff, but he's still telling him. Um So Sam gets straight to the deep end and she's like, I don't agree with the government keeping things a secret, but the government is not behind trying to shut you up. She's like, the NID had a rogue element inside, and they are people who are private businessmen like you who want access to the technology, they want access to the gate. And if you go public and this becomes a public entity, they can't ever get control away from the government. They will never let you get the story out because they can't take it over if
Mm.
it's public. He was like, people deserve the truth if they can handle it. And she was like, what about like how they're going to react? And then she tells him the story of the planet we were just at last week or 2 weeks ago
Mhm.
when they basically literally set their entire world on fire and started a war over one country having the gate and the other not. And he was like, if he was like, if humanity can't handle it, they deserve the destruction they bring to themselves.
But you're not God. You don't get to make those. And I guess you could say it backwards too, like we're not God and we
Right.
can't protect the secrets, but still.
But still, yeah. Um, So they go back to Earth, and Coulson gets back to his company to find out that, or he gets back, and Daniel's watching the news again and shows them that he's being investigated by the SEC for security fraud, and his entire company's assets are being frozen, and the stock dropped like 80%. And he was like, but like, don't you see? Like, I didn't do anything wrong. And they were like, well, and he was like, no, like, the timing is so off. Like, I'm being set up. So Sam believes him, but also we just found out that she's convinced the NID is behind all
Right.
of this. So they go back to Colson Industries, and Alec finds out that Brian is the one who doctored the books and basically folded the company because this group called the Trust, like, told him that he had to, basically. They like
Yeah.
pressured him into it because they think that Washington is out of control and they need to be the ones to control the planet, blah, blah, blah. Everything we just learned about the NID.
Mhm.
And Sam is really confused that he would have enough foresight to like have planned all of this in the week it's taken for all this shit to go crazy. And it turns out that they've actually been getting to him for like 6 months. So it's been like 6 months of working behind the scenes and him lying to Alec and getting all this
Yeah.
information from the NID and or the trust, whatever they're calling themselves, and like destroying the
Right.
company. So Alec makes it his new mission to go after the trust to break everything down, figure out what's going on. They're gonna put a wire on Brian to meet up with a contact, try to find some information, figure out who's behind this. At least, even if they can't bring down the trust, if they can at least find somebody who's a direct competitor that they can claim had like insider business dealings to crash the company, they can at least get him out of jail and like expunge his record, even if they can't
Yeah.
fix everything. But then Jack gets a phone call because Brian hanged himself.
Every it's so dark. I'm also like hanging is my thing. Like eyeballs are your thing, hanging is my thing.
Oh
So
no, I mean I have a friend who committed suicide by hanging themselves, so it is dark for me. I do
yeah.
not like it.
It's
And
it's why I won't watch The Handmaid's Tale because the first episode ever like they hang a lot of women in it and I was like, can't watch this show.
oh,
I hear that's not the norm. It's just the first episode and like I'm sure it happens more than once, but it's not like a common thread. But it
yeah.
happens in the first episode and I was like, I can't watch this. This is
Yeah.
not it.
No, I watched the Star is Born, is that what it's called? The
Hmm.
Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
I watched it in the movie theaters. Did not know that that's what happened in the movie.
I didn't
So
either.
yeah, there's a
Good to
hanging in the
know.
movie. There's a hanging in the movie. Don't watch it. Bradley
Yeah,
Cooper's
I won't
character
then. Mm.
hangs himself in the garage, and I literally was I ended up that night on the floor of the movie theater, like sobbing. Like
Mm. Yeah,
it was not a good time. Have
yeah.
never seen it again.
I almost
But
quit watching Mad Men because of that. But it was like
yeah,
so many seasons in that I was like, I only have a few more seasons. Like I only have like one season left. It probably won't happen again. Like,
yeah,
and it
it's
didn't.
not.
But
So Sam goes to see Alec after this, and he's just sitting there with a gun in his hand, ready to like off himself too. And that I think, like, learning about his backstory was dark. Learning that
right.
somebody hanged themselves is like dark, and it's extra dark because of how the trauma I have about hanging, and
Hmm.
obviously the trauma you have about hanging too, but you didn't see anything. But then to
Right.
actually physically see him sitting there with the gun in his hand, I was like, this is very dark for this
I was like,
show.
what show are we watching?
Right. And like I understand it's a military show. People get shot all the time. There's like
Yeah, but that's
firefight and
different.
war, but it's different.
That's
It's
different.
different.
Yeah.
This was dark.
And this is 2004. There are no suicide warnings before and after the show. Nowadays, you'd have
Yeah. Yeah.
lots of
There
resources.
would be a phone number on the bottom of the screen while
Yeah.
this was happening. Like
Right.
um so she calms him down. She tells him that he didn't do anything wrong, blah blah blah, and basically makes a deal with him to take him to the Alpha site rather than letting him go to jail because
Hmm.
then he can still, honestly, he can still help them do all the scientific research. He can
Yeah.
know the truth, and the NID doesn't have to know where he is.
Right. Which it makes the most sense.
It
It's
makes
very
the most
logical.
sense. It's very logical, especially because what would he do? Like he said, what would I do instead? Just go to prison for a crime I didn't
Right.
commit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's
So
a little illegal avoiding the justice system, but like,
it is,
I support it in this
but when the
sense.
justice system is entirely rigged by people who are
Yeah.
actively trying to thwart the government, it's kind of
I mean, I mean, no comment.
what? Did you say
So,
something? I think you cut
no,
out there.
I think I did. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how we end the episode.
Yeah. Wild. Like, I literally am watching this episode and I was like, this is not the show I'm watching. Did I pick the wrong show? Like, I just watched the entire episode about SG-1. And I'm like, is
Yeah.
this incorrect?
It's something for
It
sure.
was darker than both of the American Horror Story episodes we watched. They were way less dark than this, I feel like.
Yeah. This one was it was definitely I mean, and our last Stargate episode was dark too. It was about it was the Atlantis episode where a bunch of kids just like
Oh, yeah, Jesus. What
so,
were they doing this year? What happened in 2004 that made everyone sad? Or maybe that's what it was. Everyone was happy so they could write sad stuff, so it wasn't that big of a deal because
I don't
everyone was
know. I
fine in
mean, like
2004.
we were like still solidly in a war we had no business being in.
Sure, but like we've been there for a few years. Like
That's
I don't
true.
think it was still like height of it by then.
Right. We lost the basketball match in the
Right?
Olympics.
Set everyone off.
Done.
Yeah.
Um, so what are you thinking?
I actually really liked this episode.
Me too. No, I did. It was dark
Maybe,
and it was
yeah.
shocking, but I loved it.
But it was so like emotional. I feel like it did like even though and I think you said this when we talked about it before that it was a one-off, but it wasn't. Like it didn't even though it was, like there was so much intertwined
Yeah.
that it still really forwarded the story.
Yeah.
Um and so like that is how I felt about it. I would like to request that Sam and Alec get married because I know that she doesn't marry Jack. So can she then instead marry Alec? I assume we won't really see him, if at
No.
all.
No.
But that is my formal request. Is I think that they go well together, um, and I love him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he evaded the justice system and went to a new planet to still be sciencey and stuff. And like
Yeah.
I love that I saw Thor again. I've missed Bestie Thor. I know we
Yeah.
didn't talk about it much in the episode, but Jack and Thor this episode was still dream team as always. Dream team as
Uh,
always.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I really liked it. I probably would have rated it like 8.5. Like, I probably would have rated it
Oh,
higher
I would have
than
rated
who
it
I
higher for
was.
sure.
Um,
Well,
but yeah.
our next episode is Stargate Atlantis, season 1, episode 7. And this one, we once again meet a new race of people.
Less dark.
Less dark. Well, yes, in the philosophical sense of
Okay.
watching
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of children think that it's okay to
Sure.
commit ritual suicide.
Right. Right, right, right.
But yeah. But I feel like Atlantis has an edge of darkness all the
Oh,
time.
yeah. I mean, the Wraith is like darker than the Goa'uld. Like
for sure.
Goa'uld's military wraith is like demons. Like it's
Yeah.
it's very different vibes.
Yeah, so the next episode is that episode we will meet another new group of people, and then we will go back in time a little bit and watch SG-1 episode 7. So
Yeah.
we just flip-flopped these two. Um the next SG-1 episode is one I've been waiting for because it is a Teal'c-centric episode that was foreshadowed earlier this season. So
Ooh, la la.
yeah, so we've got some new races in Atlantis, and then we're gonna go all teal.
I love it. Ah, what
So
a dream.
before we do that, who do you want to punch?
The NID.
That's fair. I'm gonna be honest, I have Kinsey as my like was he was only mentioned once as
Mentioned
having
in
been
passing.
he was mentioned in passing as having been ousted and now no longer being the vice president of the United States, which Dan goes, former vice president. I go, yeah, oh yeah, the bitch is out.
We
Um
watched that though. We watched him.
we watched that scene where the president told him that he was not about that, but we never actually got confirmation whether that was just like a spat or an official like
Oh, I assumed he was out of there.
yes, me
This
too, but
president don't play.
this is the confirmation of that. This is the first time we get
Yeah,
officially
I guess
like
that's true.
scripted confirmation. So I said Brian, except for that I kind of feel bad for him by the end
I
of the
know.
episode.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
So he was my like actually in episode person I would punch.
Mhm.
But then because like his life is awful and tragic and he like made really poor choices,
Right.
I picked Kinsey, who
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I was
um
like, the 90s kind of a cop-out answer, but it is my answer. Like,
yeah.
that is who I want to
That's,
punch.
that's why I was like, don't feel like it's a cop out. I literally wrote
Yeah.
Kinsey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, who is your MVP?
I think I might go with Sam. She like
Yeah,
really stood in. She stepped in every time she needed to. She did everything she needed to do, whether she wanted to or not. She got Alec out of his head. She got Alec away from his gun. Like
yeah.
she
She
just did
also
it
she
all.
also got like 5 costume changes in this episode, which
She
was
did. And in
so,
her like killer convertible,
oh yeah.
like
I love when we get to see Sam's car.
I know, Sam's thriving.
I knew you were gonna pick Sam, so even though Sam was my first pick, I picked Thor.
Ah, yes. I love
Yeah,
Thor. That was
yeah,
the funniest. That like his script for the news was just the funniest thing.
yeah.
Whenever he was talking about like I'm a
Being a
hologram.
holographic
Yeah.
production. Yeah. No, I mean mostly just because I also just love the image of Daniel and Thor sitting next to each other in those
I
little
know.
chairs. Because then I don't know if you ever like I paused it because I was taking notes and Dan was like laughing so hard because when you paused it, it said Richard Dean Anderson, General Jack O'Neill, and then it said Michael Shanks, Daniel Jackson, Michael Shanks,
I
Thor, like
just
as separate entities, and I was
oh, that's really funny.
cracking up.
No,
Um,
I didn't pause it, so I didn't see
yeah.
that. That's really funny.
It's amazing. So yeah, so next week we will be watching Stargate Atlantis, episode 7 or 6, depending on where you watch it. It's gonna be annoying until we are done with season 1, the numbering system, because
Oh yeah, 'cause the first one, yeah, yeah.
because the first episode was a split episode, but only sometimes.
Mhm.
So until we finish season 1, the numbering system is gonna be janky, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but it is called something about poison. It's not called something. It's just the title is something about poison. It's not called something about poison.
Something about poison.
Something about poison. It's like poisoning the well is what it's
Mm.
called. Yes. It's called something about poison. So, but before we do that, we will have a really good episode of American Horror Story to talk about. So, we sorry, I'm also just looking at who we are.
Who are we?
No, I really meant like the date. When are we watching this?
It's into September because last week was
And
the first day of fall.
Yeah. It is. It's the end of September. It's the last September episode. So happy end of
So
September.
after this episode, I'll probably know if I passed the bar or not.
Yeah, the next episode after this is, nope, it's the second. It's Thursday the
Okay.
second. So
Well,
we
I'll
have
know if I
one
passed
more.
my ethics exam or not.
Okay. So happy, hope September was lovely for you. Happy almost Halloween.
Thanks.
You can, if you have anything to say about Halloween or Stargate or anything really, you can email us at deathandaliens@gmail.com or follow us on all the social media at Death and Aliens. You can find me everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And you can find me at CE Cloud 13.
Bye.